this content's not for kids, but at the same time, I'm gonna talk to you guys like you're kids. That doesn't mean kids should watch it. The birds and the bees and the flowers and the tree. Yes, look, this is the same beer from the Monday video from last week. So in other words, I recorded these back to back. I thought to myself, should I get more drinking time in and then talk about the birds and the bees and make a video out of that? And I said, hell yeah, we're doing this. And so it's actually recorded. When I recorded it, I recorded Monday's video from last week and this video all as one recording. It's still going. This to me is all just happening right back to back. So we just talked about existential dread. Now we're doing this. There's probably a Thursday video in between these, which completely breaks up the way these are working. But you know what? I don't know if I'm going to get to that Thursday video or not. I'm trying to do another To Kill or Explains, but they're a lot of work. Is it one of those? I don't know yet because I'm from your past. All right, we're getting off topic. I'm going to need a drink before we talk about the birds and the bees. So, listen up, slugger. Your mom and I have been thinking, you're getting up there in age. You're going to start having questions about how hair is growing in different areas of your body. But that's not what this conversation is about. This conversation is about what your body is craving, what it's after. And that's a hard conversation for people to have anymore. For one thing, some people are attracted to people from the opposite sex. Some people are attracted to people from the same sex. People like myself are attracted to both. But that doesn't mean that I can't end up married to someone from the opposite sex. Case in point. It also doesn't mean that you're better off marrying someone from the opposite sex. It might make things easier in society in their views right now. When they look at you, they'll say, oh, okay, here's some regular straight guy. But we're working on things to make it so this is not something we all focus so much about. The point is, when you get attracted to someone, you're going to start feeling special feelings. And those feelings are going to want to make you get close to those people. You're going to want to kiss them, hug them, spend time with them, and love them. And one of the ways you love them is sex. And if you haven't learned about that on your own through school yet, I don't know what public education is for. First of all, sex is fun. It really doesn't matter in which way you do it. It's a fun thing. Except for if you do it when someone's not willing to do it with you, that's a no-no, okay? We don't touch that shit. You don't try to force somebody to have sex with you. You don't try to convince somebody who doesn't want to have sex with you to have sex with you, especially using substances and things like that. And you don't have sex with someone while they're asleep. Yes, unconscious counts as asleep. Shush and listen. Sex should be between two consenting adults usually. But what is an adult? Are we talking about an 18-year-old when we can send somebody out there to fight in wars for us? Or a 21-year-old when you're finally able to drink one of these? How are these not the same age? Are we talking about 16 when we're like, cool, you can drive a car? And will you even be driving a car when you're 16? Okay, now I'm talking to my own son. Hold on a second. My son is 5 and he's going on 6. So when he's 16, it's going to be 10 plus years from now. Will he even drive a car, or will it drive itself? Or will we all be dead? That was the other video. So you can drive a vehicle when you're 16. You can go to war whenever you're 18 if you've got the government's permission to kill somebody. And you can go and drink beer when you're 21. Possibly there's also going to be rules about mushrooms. Possibly there's also rules about what you can smoke and put into your body that are on the horizon. That's not what this subject is about. Sex is fun if it's two consenting adults, but I don't really know where that line draws. If you are over 18, you can only have sex with people who are 18 and over. That's really the only rule that I know. If you're under 18, I don't know what the fuck the rules are anymore. 2 underage kids, I don't know what the fuck any of that is. So just look that up on Google or some shit. So when 2 people want to get together and have some fun together, there's some other things you need to know. There are these things called STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. You can get all kinds of nasty shit in your system if you're not careful. One way to be careful is to get tested and have your partner get tested, and then you can know if you guys have anything. But most people just cross their fingers and go for it. That's a bad option. However, if you're gonna do that, put on a condom if you're a guy, or use some kind of protection or insist the guy puts on a condom, something so that you can at least cut down the risk. There's another reason to wear protection, and it's that you don't want to end up pregnant. Now, if you're a man-man couple or a girl-girl couple, you really don't need to worry about this one. But when it's guy and girl, there's a possibility of baby making. What am I talking about? The long staff goes into the hole and make you the baby, so don't do that shit. There's 3 ways to avoid this. One way is to use protection. It's not 100% effective, but if you're gonna do it anyway, use protection. Another way is to only do oral. Nobody got pregnant on spit. A third way is to only do anal. You guys get the process now. So anyway, the point is, you stick the thingy into the other thingy, there's an explosion, and then babies shoot out of that shit. What? You're saying that's not how it works? Fuck, I'm a guy trying to explain girls' anatomy? What am I, in the Senate? Okay. I think I'm going to leave that like that. I was going to explain in more detail, but that's pretty fucking funny. Nothing funnier to me than a bunch of old guys that know nothing about a girl's body deciding all their stuff for them. By funny, I don't mean, ha ha, that's hilarious. I mean, man, our world is fucked up. Sorry, young lad. We've gotten off topic. This happens to your old man in his old age. If you're gonna stick a pickle or some shit up there, look it up online first. See what causes infections. You don't want to cause an infection of the person you love. Come on, man. Check first. See what's available. If you're gonna get candles, get good candles. Don't just like stick burning wax on people unless they know they're into that shit. And if they're into that shit, then stick burning wax on people. Ice cubes can be fun. All right, so I'm getting confused. I'm getting off topic again. Sometimes you're somebody who's in control all day, and when you get home, you just want to let that go and let someone else be in control. And sometimes it's the other way. Hey, stop playing your video game. Pay attention. Daddy's not done explaining. So we got sex is fun, and we got use protection or make sure that you're clean and all that stuff. Make sure you don't, try not to have babies, try not to get STDs. You got to work at this. Number 3, birds do not actually have sex with bees. That's a gripe of mine about the whole birds and the bees thing. I know that's not what they mean. They mean like birds do it, bees do it, even people spit and chew do it. Let's do it. Let's do some sex. Is this considered docking, and is it inappropriate for me to say that? Okay, anyway, I don't know if I'm leaving that one in there. If that's still in there, then this is going to be in there saying, like, I don't know if that's appropriate for me to say. Even as a pansexual person who is into this type of stuff, is it appropriate for me to say docking? I don't know. If you're going to put food on your partner, make sure that it's not the type that gets them an infection. We already were talking about this. It's okay if you want to wear a furry costume while your partner wears a furry costume and have sex through holes in that costume, as long as you both are in agreement. Pretty much all of this stuff is, if you're both in agreement that this sounds fun, go for it, as long as you're not going to like cause some kind of irreparable damage or an infection or a disease, and be careful not to cause pregnancy if you can. Unless you're actually looking to have a kid, in which case, hey, why don't you get married first? Why don't you find someone you want to get married to and then do it? Unless, of course, you're in a state where they won't let you marry the person you want to get married to. But then, is this really a problem? I guess maybe there's a culture where that scenario can happen. I don't fucking know. The point is, most of the time, try to get married first. Now, some people don't like the idea of marriage. I get that. But if you're a domestic partner, I consider it the same thing. And I don't mean like, fuck you, you're married. I mean like, that works too. If you guys live together, you love each other, you're going to be together forever, that's what I'm talking about. You don't need a piece of paper to tell you love each other. Hold on, Daddy's still drinking his juice. Now you're going to have friends that tell you to get out there and smash hard. You don't want to do that. Find somebody you like and have intimate moments with them. Trust me. If you smash too hard, you're just going to hurt your partner. If you're doing it and then a bee flies out of somewhere or a bird flies out of somewhere, you're doing it wrong. I don't care what other kinks you do, but that's doing it wrong. And that's it. Now you know. Now you're prepared. Now we've known and we've grown. We both know. We both knew it was coming to this day one day, and you're now prepared for the world. So get out there, do what you do, and be careful. I'd like to thank my patrons. I'd like to thank my Circle of Magi who made this video possible. You guys must feel good that your funding made this crazy video possible. I love you. I also love all the viewers. Thanks for watching, and until next time, safe travels.